Clue number 1. I am a 3-time All-NBA member, 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-Defense, and a 2-time champion.
Like when you said that, the first name that popped into my head was Brook Lopez. But like, I don't think he won 2 rings. I know he's got the one in Milwaukee, but I don't think he's won 2 rings. But like, I know he was on the Nets forever, and those they didn't win nothing. So 3-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Stars, somebody who's in that 20 to 25 rank in the NBA, somebody who's like, they had a couple seasons, their 3 All-NBAs, I'm going to assume, were third teams, maybe a second at the highest, but they were thirds, because if they've got 6 All-Stars, that means they were a top 30 player in the league. They just weren't a top 15. So I'm going to imagine that this guy is probably floating between 20 to 30 in the ranking during his time. And you said 5 All-NBA, 5 defensive teams. So this guy was a good two-way player. He was probably, honestly, a 3-and-D guy is what it kind of sounds like to me. 3-time All-NBA. Oh, Ray Allen. Oh.
I actually, I don't know why. When you said, I'm like, he's got it. Clue number 2. Throughout my 14-year career, I only played for one team, and I averaged 16, 2, and 4.
You said 16, 2, and 4?
16, 2, and 4.
Yeah, my buddy was a straight 3-and-D guy. He was straight up. My buddy didn't do nothing but get buckets and play D. I mean, that's he would have had more than 2 assists. I mean, the rings would kind of man. It could be a forward, but like part of me is thinking this is a guard just because he's got no boards. It almost sounds like a guard type to me. And like, I have a name that's floating around in my head. I just don't know if he ever made an All-NBA team. Who has won 2 rings in the last however many years? The 2 rings is jacking me up. Like, that's why I'm running through the teams in my head. Manu Ginobili.
Although that's a great guess, man. It's a good guess. Clue number 3. I was the first ever recipient of the NBA Sportsmanship Award in 1996.
That's such a weird stat.
It will make. I will explain why I brought that up. There was an off. I'll explain at the end why that's a clue. There's a reason. There's a reason that's a clue.
Is this Steve Kerr?
This is not Steve Kerr. Although another great guess. I have 1 Finals MVP, despite never making a first-team All-NBA.
Dang it.
Do you know who this is?
I thought I did, but
oh, okay.
He did more than. Because, like, this is now sounding like a Piston to me. This is sounding like one of the guys that would have won in the 80s against Michael on the Pistons. And I thought it was IT, but my man was doing more than 4 assists a game. So it's like, because if he won it in 96, he couldn't have been a Bull unless he retired. Like, no, he had to be a Bull.
Well, it's just the Sportsmanship Award.
No, but what I'm saying is if he's only got 2 rings, he couldn't have been on the Bulls in the 90s. It's not possible. So he had to win his rings before the 90s, unless he was on the Rockets. But if he was on the Rockets, we're talking about Hakeem Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler was on multiple other teams other than just the Rockets. So we're probably looking pre-90s. So we're looking at the Pistons. Unless I'm free, the Spurs won in what, 19, were they 89 or 90?
They were 99.
I thought they were 99. Okay. Is this Isaiah Thomas?
This is not Isaiah Thomas. finally, clue number 5. I am a current front office executive for an NBA team. Currently, right now, at this point in time, I am a president of basketball operations for an NBA franchise.
Is this Reggie Miller?
This is not Reggie Miller. I don't think Reggie Miller...
He doesn't have any rings. Hold on.
Oh, no, he doesn't even have rings. I can give you a bonus clue then if
He's a
you want
current
one.
front office guy.
Yep, he is. Do you want the bonus clue I was thinking of?
Yeah.
So the reason why the Sportsmanship Award is important is because it is named after him now. It is now the blank award, which is the NBA Sportsmanship Award. You're going to be upset when I tell you.
Probably.
Because you were on the precipice of getting this right. Like you could have touched the answer, but you just didn't.
I don't know.
Dude, go back through your train of thought. I want you to get this.
3-and-D guy.
Yeah, kinda. Think about when you're talking about the Bulls, because you're right. It had to be. It could have been someone on the Bulls. So it had to be pre-Michael,
Had to be pre-Jordan. So there was the Celtics that won the Celtics won 2 rings in the 80s. The Pistons won 2 rings in the 80s. And I think the Magic won 2 rings. No, I'm sorry. The Lakers won 2 rings in the 80s. Is this Kevin McHale?
Not Kevin McHale. Are you ready?
Yep.
Joe Dumars.
Did the Knicks win in the 80s?
No, Joe Dumars was a Piston. That's what I'm like, dude, you were right there. You were right there.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I will be honest. I know Joe Dumars. I did not know he was a Piston. That's what Jack.
Really?
That eluded my brain for quite a while there.
I
was sitting here thinking of Pistons. I'm like, it can't be Bill Laimbeer.
I didn't know you were unaware he was a Piston.
Well, that's my fault. I mean, that's not anybody else's fault.
Well, I feel bad. I didn't think I was giving it that hard of a player.
Well, I knew it had to be one of those teams, and that's why I was sitting here racking my brain. I'm like, dang, who was on? Because I was feeling it had to be the Pistons. Like, I felt like it had to be the Pistons.
I knew the Sportsmanship Award was tricky, but I only gave that third because I thought by the time I said he won a Finals MVP, you would have got it. I thought that would have gave it away. Man, so I didn't want to make that 3 and then it be over.
No, that was a good one.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.